Omniheroes has been out long enough for people to figure out that synergy can make or break your team. But not all characters are created equal despite the synergies they may provide. Some units simply outperform the rest and can make a huge difference in your progression by themselves. Don't get me wrong, synergies are absolutely necessary and can hold more weight than simply choosing your favorite character. In fact, many units in this list will be ranked according to their respective synergy. But first, here's some honorable mentions. Makaria was pretty close to making it on here, what with her increasing your team's shield effectiveness and all. Pairing her with someone like Katrina is a real big brain move, and you can definitely find use of her with proper synergies. And Talos was pretty darn close himself, again thanks to shielding. His ultimate is an OP AoE that damages all enemies and shields all allies. He also helps corrode teams, but an 84% multiplier single target stun doesn't scream top hero to me. But anyways, with that taken care of, here's the top 7 heroes for Omniheroes. Any idle gacha veteran knows that the carry is the glue that holds your team together early game. Having a strong carry unit means having a powerful character that can carry your team through difficult challenges. These units often have high stats, potent abilities, or unique skills that make them effective in combat. Investing in a strong carry can make it easier to progress in the game, complete challenging content, and compete in various modes. It's like having a reliable ace up your sleeve to overcome obstacles and succeed in different aspects of the game. One issue people sometimes run into is not knowing who to fill the other slots with. Well, Janna actually fills the empty slots and slots of dead allies with her own unit. This guy gets 50% of her stats, which means for every upgrade you sink into her, you're also technically upgrading the stranger. This makes it much easier to keep up with later stages as you progress. Her multiple AoE abilities just further cement her role as the ideal carry to sweep through the beginning of the game. Somewhat of a sleeper unit, coming in at number 6, is the Minotaur. It's no secret that corrode teams are very powerful. Corrode provides a steady stream of damage over a period of time. This can be particularly useful in battles where enemies have high health pools or are resistant to burst damage. The Mystifier synergy bonus essentially turns your team into vampire super tanks with insane damage over time. The problem with corrode is reaching higher tiers of debuff application. It can be difficult to accumulate 10 corrode stacks, but Minotaur makes it easy. His attacks are a large AoE that doubles the current stacks. He's like a constant earthquake of recurring debuff application, with each round twice as effective as the last. We're almost done with the corrode, I swear. But Franz easily qualifies for the 5th best hero in the game, and here's why. Remember when we were talking about getting those 10 corrode stacks? Well, between Franz's powerful ultimate and OP skill, he can land 5 initial stacks by himself almost immediately. But the real reason Franz is here is this ruthless passive. Franz increases all corrode damage by 100%, scaling even higher with cure rate. For reference, this would mean with 25% cure rate, which also means 25% increased healing, a single stack of corrode deals 30% of your team's attack. So if you add 10 stacks on 5 enemies, that's well over 1000% of your team's damage being dealt every round. The dots can also counteract enemy healing abilities. They continue to wear down an opponent's health even if you're stunned, making it harder for opponents to sustain themselves. Katrina does an unholy amount of crit damage by herself, but evaluating her synergies, we can see that she was hand-tailored to be both a killer and a support. Katrina synergizes with other ethereals, so you already know a crit damage build on her is gonna be good. Her crits deal extra damage, and for every crit she does, the whole team gets a hefty shield. So she can essentially use Talos' shield for free every single round. One aspect of team building people can often forget is the survivability. Some sort of defensive skill makes more than half the content much easier, and some longer fights require it. Her shields can prolong their survival in battles and give you more chances to strategize and win. In the context of gacha games where character rarity and abilities can vary widely, having strong defensive options like shields can help balance out the power dynamics and enhance overall gameplay. One thing's for sure, with Katrina on your team, you won't be sore for damage, but you won't be too squishy to sustain. So I swore we were almost done with Corrode, just after revealing the number 3 hero on this list, Bastet. First, we'll start with her ultimate. A 375% magic damage AoE that inflicts 3 Corrode stacks is not to be trifled with. But the kicker is, if you've pulled off the ultimate Corrode team and can maintain 30 debuffs on the enemy, which isn't too hard if you're catching on to the synergy of the previous placements, then both Bastet and another ally will ignore shield effects entirely. This is where her real value shines, as it enables you to deal more damage to opponents who rely on shields for protection, giving you an advantage in those battles. So someone like the previous placement, Katrina, would be in some real trouble if up against Bastet. It may take a minute to build this team up, but once you get there, then you truly will have the perfect unit on your hands when handling a Corrode team. So a Tropos is awesome, everyone knows this, but to find out exactly why, we may need to think outside the box. Temporarily, we're going to think of a Tropos as less of a hero and more of a totem. She provides attack buffs. Attack buffs can lead to quicker victories and better chances of defeating tough opponents. They make your team more effective in various game modes such as PvE battles and PvP competitions, which contributes to your overall progress. All of her abilities provide attack buffs to the team based on a Tropos' attack, so naturally you would want to build her with the most attack possible. This comes with a myriad of side effects. Now you have a support to put those pesky attack runes on when you wished for crit damage on your carry. You have less survivability to worry about since she passively takes reduced damage, and she heals your team based on this outrageous attack every time you get a kill. It's like having a wall that just constantly AoE heals and buffs your ally's attack. Definitely worth the number 2 slot on this list. Which leads us to number 1.
Do you want power? Or do you want me? Let's have some fun.
If you have an understanding of these gacha idol games, then you know that the strategy's not always brute force, but often control. Sure, you can cleave through early game, no problem, but once you start dipping your toes into mid and late game, you really feel the effects of a good crowd control. Enter Ayesta. Well, first of all, her ultimate does AoE magic damage and it mind controls 2 enemies, but wait, there's more. This also cleanses a couple debuffs from your whole team. Cleanses can keep your team performing at its best by preventing ailments that could hinder their effectiveness in battle. Having a cleanse ability can provide strategic advantages and make your team more resilient. So with one ability that's already a potential 7v3 for a round, that just freed your team of control and smashed the enemy team with a hard nuke. But her second skill spares no function with another AoE cleanse, an AoE damage boost, and heals every action for your team. Synergy is obviously the root of the game, but even with that being said, you have to watch out for units like this who would truly serve you by themselves alone. And that's the top 7 heroes for Omniheroes. Was there a hero that you think should have made the list? Let me know why in a comment. As time goes on and things change, we can revisit topics like these in the future. As far as top heroes go, I know that many others are far superior to the ones I listed in certain scenarios. This list is based on my current analysis and observations. Always remember that game balance and meta can change over time, impacting the effectiveness of characters. Individual playstyles and team compositions may also influence a character's performance. Use this list as a general guide, but remember that personal experience and experimentation are essential in maximizing your enjoyment of the game. Hopefully, after delving a bit deeper into the meta, I can curate for you an even better list for next time. But for now, just make sure you're subbed so you won't miss it. And thanks! If you liked this video, feel free to join my Discord, but other than that, y'all, that's gonna do it for me today, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.